MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell announced recently that over the Thanksgiving break, that Wednesday before Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving Day, and of course the Friday after, he is going to be doing a marathon of, I guess, live streaming. He wasn't super clear about what the marathon's going to be, but he's going to be broadcasting in some form for 3 straight days right after he takes his case to the Supreme Court, he says. And so Steve Bannon, as usual, brought Mike Lindell onto his podcast to tell him what a kick-ass idea this really is. And in fact, at one point, Bannon even referred to Lindell as a genius. Here's what Mr. Bannon had to say to Mr. Lindell. What I love about this, they said, hey, if you just get Trump out, Orange Man bad, and you get Biden, you can start having holidays again without arguing at the table and at each other's throats. But Mike Lindell comes in and he's going to go the Wednesday, the eve of Thanksgiving, on a marathon. So you can go back and have fistfights, the family squabbles. Lindell, you're a genius. Yeah, because that's what we've all been missing is yelling at family members. Fist fights, Steve Bannon says. And coming from a guy with such a punchable face, I'm willing to bet Bannon hasn't been in too many of those. And I think we all know the outcome if Bannon had in fact been involved in fist fights, right? Doesn't exactly look like the kind of guy that could hold his own. You know, kind of like one of those videos you see of these people freaking out about masks and some dude walks up, just punches them and they go straight down. Pretty sure that's how it would be if Bannon were to get in an actual fist fight. But you're literally congratulating Lindell, calling him a genius for ruining Thanksgiving. I thought it was conservatives that said that the liberals were the ones who like to ruin holidays with the war on Christmas, the war on Thanksgiving. And Lindell is actively saying, I hope you fight with your family. I hope you get in fist fights. This is deranged. Here's the thing, though. None of that's going to happen. Oh, I'm sure there's going to be political family squabbles, blah, 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 blah. It happens all the time, regardless of who's in power. Damn near as old as the tradition of Thanksgiving itself, right? But nothing is going to come of Mike Lindell's lawsuit if he is even able to get the Supreme Court to listen to him, which I highly doubt is going to happen. Nothing is going to come of Mike Lindell's little 3-day marathon. And we know that because the last time Mike Lindell held a 3-day marathon of broadcasting, he basically got laughed into oblivion to where the only place he is now comfortable is on Steve Bannon's own show. Nobody takes him seriously, Steve. And to be honest, I don't think you do either. I think you do it for the ratings, and I think you do it because you know that people are going to be so disgusted by what you say that they have to talk about how horrendous it is that you keep bringing on this man who, in my opinion, is clearly not well. You know, it's almost bullying at this point. Even though you're agreeing with Mike Lindell and you're calling him a genius, I do believe there's something wrong with him. I truly, based on his behavior, it's kind of hard to think that there's not something wrong with him. He is no genius. He's a crackpot. He's a loon. He's an idiot, and he's a complete and total fraud who unfortunately bought into his own lies. Because I do believe that Mike Lindell believes the things that he is saying now. Luckily, not a whole hell of a lot of other people do, at least not people in positions of real power, like those at the Supreme Court. So you take your little case to the Supreme Court, Mr. Pillow Guy. You do your 3 days of broadcasting, and you do your best to ruin Thanksgiving for everyone. Because nothing that you predicted, nothing that you have predicted since then, and nothing that you firmly believe is ever going to come to fruition.